this is loud. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down. Okay. My name is Wiki and Arwen. This is Doki Doki Literature Club. So, this has been a game that a lot of people have played. I've actually never watched any full playthroughs of it because, as you know, those who know me, I've told people in the past, I don't like watching. For the longest time, I did watch Let's Plays. I watched lots of Let's Plays, loved it, and then I started doing them myself. When I started doing Let's Plays myself, I just basically stopped watching Let's Plays altogether because I didn't want to spoil anything for me. This game, however, is... I don't know how old it is, but, you know, it's different. I've been told it is very... or I've seen that it is very different, and I know that it is very different. There was literally a warning that was like, anyone with anxiety or depression or whatever, like, be warned, you have to be at least 13 years of age to play this game. So that's wonderful. I know it's more of a text adventure game. Let's go with my normal name. I normally go put in Wookiee and R for most games. My name's Liam. Hey! I see an annoying girl run towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. I understand, Sayori. I oversleep way too much. I'm really bad. I don't have an actual sleep schedule. But if she's going to chase me after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Jesus. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. I'm not. That's mean, Liam. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Oh, whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Liam, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. Sounds like me already, okay. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm not sure. It's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Jesus Christ! My character's an asshole! Sorry, likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Sari's worried about you, man, and you're just being an ass. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming an NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What is an NEET? Neat. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. Well, I'll get a few clubs if that makes you happy. No promises, though. You at least promised me you'll try a little. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a... I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I've got to look up. I'm gonna look it up, because I've got zero idea what that means. NEET. Oh, okay, NEET, an acronym for Not in Education, Employment, or Training. Refers to a person who is unemployed and not receiving an education or vocational training. Interesting. Never heard that before. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate anything else inside her head. Wow. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Dude, I would love to have these desks at our college. At our college, I swear, it's different desks in every building. Completely different desks. And I'm a big guy. So some of the desks I do not fit in. Like, last semester, I very specifically had to, in my French class, we had very small, I swear they were like, they stole them from a middle school or something like that. I would sit sideways, like this, kind of, in the chair, and there was a desk, the, like, desk portion is about that big, sit next to me, and I would grab the desk across from me, and yank it over to myself. And that's where I'd write on, that's where I'd use my laptop on. Because no one sat in that desk, so it was fine. It's not like it was gonna bother anyone. That, and I'm left-handed. And for anyone who is out there, left-handed people are like, there's like only, God, what is it? I want to say it's 1%. Like only 1% of the world is left-handed or something like that. It's I know it's incredibly low. It's only in the single digits. But I'm left-handed, and, you know, it's fun. There's like no left-handed desks at any school, unless you, like, take one of the, like, wheelchair-accessible desks, then you're just an asshole. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sarah wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori! Sarah must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you were even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. It's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club, Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure you only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned it all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Oh my God. I'm just imagining the song Devil Went Down to Georgia, but the entire thing was not for a fiddle of gold or a soul. It's all for a cupcake, man. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Girl 1, welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Why are you talking about me, Sayori? Girl 2, seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Liam, what a nice surprise. So, does it just kind of assume? I mean, yeah, Liam's a male name generally, but you know, does it just instantly assume that your character's going to be male? I don't know, whatever. Girl 3, Liam, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Oh, all words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Like her. Like her. I feel like she's really evil, though. She's got purple hair in anime. She's probably really evil. I know very, very, very little about anime. Very little. Don't watch it. Don't, you know... The last anime I probably ever watched, which some people wouldn't even count this, is Pokemon. Pokemon is an anime. I watched the original series when I was a kid. I've watched outside of that maybe 1 or 2 animes, not even in full. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry, Natsuki. Okay, so now we know that's Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Okay, so the girl I like... Oh, she's so cute. It's Yuri. I can't say that. That's just creepy. Oh, I don't like this. Yuri appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Liam. Monica smiles sweetly. We don't know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Oh, why do I relate to just a text character? I'm not even seeing my character. I don't even know what my character looks like, so I have to assume he looks like me. And so I relate way too much. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Liam. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I get a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki always grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Why is she opening the closet? Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! I don't know how to say that. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate are used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my finger, looking for the best angle to take a bite. So I'm not the only one that does that. You have to find, like, the best way to go in at food. You can't just go directly in. That just doesn't happen. You can't... You have to... Whatever. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Oh, I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for you, you know, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. Oh, so, okay, she was going, Why is the tea stuff in the closet? Whatever. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I don't drink tea. I guess I drink coffee. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. I probably shouldn't. So, I know that this game is very heavily based on your decisions. You make your decisions, and the game remembers them. So, I like the fact that it's, like, you've got, you know, your history. So I can, apparently, what I'm guessing from that, oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah. We have a text chain. Okay, so I can remember. That's wonderful, instead of me having to just try and remember it myself. That's absolutely, I like that. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and sorry I seemed really happy here, so that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Aren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. That's very nice of you, Monica. And if it encourages others to get into Literature Club, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. I fully know the difficulty of that. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it! Natsuki seems a little bit crazy. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. So I would say, okay, we've got Sayori, who we've already known. We've known her for a long time. Is kind of bubbly, but she seems a little bit manipulative. And she kind of seems to try and pass off as a little bit of an airhead, but she knows what she's doing. I feel like that's how it works. She knows what she's doing. Monica, of course, she's a very popular girl, apparently, and we've known her before. And Yuri seems like she would stick to herself. She likes just sticking to herself and, you know, not doing too much. It would be surprisingly that she's even in this club. And Natsuki's insane. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. That's because she's always, you have that group in like shows. There's always like the really tiny, crazy, energetic one that wants to like take on the world itself. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Liam, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Jeez. Oh, I feel attacked. I'm in college, so I have to read. I have to read sometimes, you know, for classes and stuff. That's about all I read. When I read, I'm reading stuff for classes. That's it. I would like to get back into actual, more casual reading, but it's just so freaking hard to do. It is so hard to do. You wouldn't think it's hard to do, but it's so hard to do. Considering, yeah, okay, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking, after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. I can agree with that. My favorite author of all time, for those who don't know, is Tolkien. I absolutely love Tolkien. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious that by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in a world of books, not people. Yeah, like I said, she sticks to herself. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements also immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimum level. Wow. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Yeah, I'm even pressed. I'm sitting here looking like a hairy rock. Well, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a scrap paper behind the last club meeting. Oh. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back. Fine. Yeah, your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Okay, so she's everyone around her. She's just this cute little thing or whatever, but she's psychotic. We can tell that already. Sorry, Sidles? What the hell is that? That sounds like the name of a Pokemon. Sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing everyone even the deepest reaches of your heart. Oh, wow. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Oh, great job, Monica. Now Yuri's upset. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri looked quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Why does everyone immediately consider me a new member? They're like, yep, you're a new member. You have no choice. You're here now. Isn't that right, Liam? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're on the back of the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Y'all are crazy. I never said I would join this club. Suri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. No! Don't stare at me like that! I don't like that. Dude. I don't like how judged I feel just by looking at this picture. Literally, I'm just looking at a picture and I feel so judged in each of them in such a different way. But I'm sorry, I thought Liam, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sari wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really came for these just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then it makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Liam, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Liam, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I don't know how to write a poem. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever liked your poem the most. Oh no. I'm gonna go passion. Anytime I think of poetry, it's always that kind of, you know... Why am I making so many... What kind of poem are we writing? I'm terrible at poetry, by the way. I am absolutely awful at poetry. Dude, what in the world? I like the little chibis. They jump when they're happy, that's interesting. Tenacious. Sticky? What? Let's make our first one more happy. We'll try and make it more happy. Why is Monica not there? Because there's Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri. Why is Monica not there? Whatever. Is it because she's the, you know, one judging them or whatever? Kawaii. I never thought I'd say that in my life. Oof. I'm just clicking stuff now. I don't like how crazy different each one of these is. Like, you look at them and they're all so completely crazily, like, different. Hi again, Liam. I think so. I think we're gonna save there. We're gonna save there. And so we went through our first day of literature club. I don't know how long this game is. Actually, I think it actually depends entirely on your decisions, but we'll just have to see. But I'm all out of time for this one. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.